Today, 3 Canton police officers were called to the stand. 2 of them were involved in the investigation launched after O'Keefe's body was found.
All right, let's bring in our trial analyst, Sue O'Connell. She has been in that courtroom since day one. Sue, today's big testimony, it came from Canton Police Officer Mr. Michael Lank here, who's a first responder who arrived on that scene, one of the first responders who arrived on that scene. Lank had just arrived after John O'Keefe was transported to the hospital. So he was a witness for the prosecution. What did he have to say that added to the case against Karen Reed?
Well, Lank affirmed what many first responder witnesses have testified to. It was snowing. It was windy. The scene was chaotic. And Lank arrived just as or just after Officer John O'Keefe was transported from the scene by ambulance to the hospital. And he testified that he tried to protect the crime scene where the evidence, the blood and the glass from a drinking glass, were located. And he testified that he told Jennifer McCabe, who was on the scene with Karen Reed, that he had to speak with the homeowners, the Alberts, and that no one stopped him from going into the home. And he demonstrated that that glass from the drinking glass was put into an evidence bag in a box, and then he opened that bag and box to show the jury the glass. That's the first piece of physical evidence that the jury has seen.
Well, Sue, speaking of the physical evidence here, we've heard about the red Solo cups that were used to collect the evidence. It just makes you scratch your head here. Never heard of anything like that before, collecting evidence. Did Lank's testimony put Reed's defense on their back foot?
No, just the opposite, Priscilla. The defense showed Lank a picture of those red Solo cups uncovered in a box near the rear wheel of a car and a bag, which Lank first identified as a Canton police evidence bag and then said, no, it's a stop and shop bag with evidence in it. So Lank also endured questions from the defense about why he told the state police that he thought O'Keefe had been in a fight, why he didn't interview the people in the house separately, why the crime scene was left open to the public after 9 a.m. the day of the incident, and the questions like that went on and on and on.
Yeah, the defense really hammering into the narrative here. So Lank was the subject. I had to Google this, what this term was. It's called a voir dire. Basically, for those of you out there who aren't attorneys like myself, it's a preliminary examination. So this was about yesterday being questioned about his relationship with the Albert family. We're talking about Brian Albert, who owned the home where John O'Keefe was found. He made it to the stand today. So what did the jury learn about Lank that was brought up yesterday when they weren't even in the room?
Yeah, so first of all, Canton, apparently everybody knows everybody and went to school with everybody in Canton, as in many small towns around the entire world, right? But what the jury learned today is that Lank had connections with members of the Albert family, the family that owned the home. Lank was friends for most of his life with Brian Albert's brother, Chris. Lank was involved in an incident. Now pay attention, because this almost became a trial within a trial. But in 2022, Chris Albert was accosted by a group, and he asked Lank for help on a Saturday when Lank was off duty, had been drinking, just enjoying a Saturday, and the whole incident ended in a fight. A lot more went into this story, but the defense was trying to show how deep Lank's relationship with one member of the Albert family went. Lank said it wasn't that big a deal. He was just assisting a citizen in need. So many, many, many layers of relationships here, Colton and Priscilla.
Many layers indeed. Sue O'Connell, thank you so much as always for being in the courtroom for us and following this. And a reminder to all of you, we are carrying all of that testimony live for you on NECN, our sister station just down the hallway, and on NBCBoston.com, as well as all of our streaming platforms. Listen, there is a lot out there with this case. We are literally showing this to you gavel to gavel, so that way you can infer and make your own opinions here. You can also get a complete breakdown of the pivotal moments in court and analysis every night, 7 o'clock, during our Canton Confidential specials.